Hey, it's a quiet Saturday morning here at Bristol Automotive, so we're going to do a little testing of some products. We have a complete line of detailing products here at Bristol Automotive. Everything from German-made SONAX to our American-made 3D, and we got some old faithfuls here like Mothers that we're really excited to show you. But we're going to do a test here on this rear bumper. This is a 2015 Mercedes Sprinter van, and so like a lot of 10-year-old vehicles, the black plastic is aged and it's starting to really weather. So great opportunity to test these products head to head in real time, and we're going to see over the next 6 months which one stands the test of time. Getting ready to do this plastic restorer test. We're testing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 products today from 3 different brands. One thing to always consider though is we're dealing with chemicals, so we're going to put on gloves just to protect our skin from anything that might be in there. And then after that, we're going to wash our hands with organic soaps, hand cleaners, keep our skin nice and healthy. So we're just trying to work it in. It's not always as easy as wipe on. I kind of went to that bright spot and decided, well, let me kind of work that in. And as I'm kind of working that in, I'm taking the tooth or the loop of the microfiber, and it's allowing it to kind of polish it into the surface. The more I do that, the deeper it's going to get in there. So it's not so much, you know, it's a dramatic display straight away, but the real test is going to be how this wears and how it lasts over the coming months. And everybody has a different idea on how long it should last. But some of that will be a variance on price. How much was the product? How easy was it to use? So sometimes, depending on your vehicle, in certain places on the vehicle, and the oxidation is going to work immediately better than other places where you have to put a little more elbow grease into it. And so not all the plastics over the whole vehicle are the same, so it's going to respond a little differently across those transitionals. But you know, real instantly here, this is just literally a wipe on type of situation. I'm just like brush stroking it, and it's instantly dramatically different. So that's cool. Real question we're gonna find out, and that's the point of this whole thing, is how long will it last? How deep did it get into the plastic? One thing we did do before this was we cleaned the plastics, tried to remove any oils that might be residual from the environment, so that the plastics were ready to receive the product. Try to open those pores up a little bit to get the best possible outcome. So this is coming out of clear. It's like hair gel. Ooh, it's a lot thicker, stickier. doesn't just brush on. So this product is just instantly stickier. Same kind of thing, you can kind of brush it, but not really. There's a light spot. Don't know if it's going to want to come out. Wow, super sticky. That's not a great experience for me. I'm not loving that. I'm just trying to get down here and square it off.
It does leave a lot glossier, it looks like.
Yeah,
compared.
Little glossier. So some of that's personal preference, like maybe depending on your plastics and your car, like what do you want to see, kind of thing. So next up is going to be kind of a spray and wipe. And I like this product, it's not bad. I've used it quite a bit, mostly on newer vehicles, but I like the finish. I kind of like it doesn't streak on clear coat. So sometimes you have a newer vehicle and you're trying to get ahead of the game, it's nice to find a product which you can use on the whole vehicle. And that's what the ceramic spray coating is for SONAX. It does it like in a darker color on glass. It doesn't streak real bad like some ceramic coatings, spray coatings. Ceramic detailers, they all kind of fall in the same category. SONAX makes a detailer, which is nice too. Just not rated for quite the duration. Well, I've been struggling here with the glove this morning. Somebody give me small gloves? Is this a joke on me here? What's going on? Alright, I don't have patience for that. We're going to just go with it. These are just old towels. We didn't get new ones out or anything. But. So let's do the spray one real quick. So it's a little thick, as you can see. It's got some viscosity to it. You know, just kind of brushed in. It's a pretty dramatic change already, right? And this is like I said, spray coating for the whole car, clear coat. You can put it on glass, everything. So that's what's kind of nice is you can buy one bottle. If they don't have a lot of plastic on your car, you're not committed to a whole bottle of something. It's kind of like an all-in-wonder. Little pricey still, but the fact that it's not going to sit on the shelf and go to waste, because if I can spray that onto my plastic after doing the front of my car, look at that, after just wiping that on, it's already beading on the second application. That's pretty impressive. So for a spray and wipe, I mean, it was almost coating itself. So that's kind of impressive. Because of the vertical surface, I'm going to go ahead and apply it. Now it does still like a little bit of agitation into the surface. And like I said, I would recommend this as a go-to on a newer vehicle. If you don't have a car with any age and your plastics are like new, but you're just trying to protect them, this is an absolute 100% go-to because you're not struggling with that oxidation. I would say initially here, it's not as deep as some of the other products we just tested. But like I said, if you had a newer vehicle without all that oxidation, it's gonna be great. You're not gonna notice a difference there. And you can just switch and go to your paint. And you're not worried about getting it on the paint either. So, yeah, SONAX spray coating. I've been using it for, actually since it came out, we've been using it for a few years. We've always been a fan of this product. And it's kind of proving itself today to be in the mix, really. Okay, now we're moving to the top shelf here. This is SONAX's plastic and rubber coating. It's only been out for maybe 18 months. Can't remember exactly. Comes as a kit, pretty slick. Now you're gonna spend, you know, like 75 bucks somewhere in there. This is the most expensive product in our options here, but it's a professional grade product. It's really easy to use, and it's long lasting, so it kind of comes with the territory. This is really only gonna be rated, their spray coating is really only rated, I think, at 6 months at best. I've seen it last 3 months real regularly. Of course, that always depends on the use case and how the vehicle is stored. But this comes in a standard ceramic coating style bottle. There it goes. It's got the little ceramic dropper, so you kind of use very little bit. Comes with the applicator. So we just do a little couple dabs, a little thicker. Kind of like that second one we just tested. It's a clear, thin gel. And then this is just gonna be a wipe. That's all. So this is a lot about the chemical. There's a little bit of a solvent to it. And this one you'll want to kind of buff it out, and we'll level it like you would any coating. Once again, I think this would be a great product for the longer haul kind of thing. It can go, it seems like I'm using a lot because I'm trying to get a dramatic result, but it does go a longer way. You can spread it pretty thin. This bottle, we used it on a whole nother vehicle prior to this test, and we still have over half a bottle left. So I kind of let it sit on there for a minute, and then I'll come back and kind of buff it level like you would any coating. But yeah, it's kind of cool. It comes as a kit. You get 4 of these little guys, and I would say one bottle probably does 4 cars. All right, so we're back here after doing our premium SONAX product. We're gonna go to the plastic detailer. So this is probably the mildest product in the bunch here. It's designed specifically for plastics. And I haven't used this one a lot, so we're gonna learn in real time here on how this works. Super thin, actually, not bad. It's already starting to kind of create a hydrophobic surface. So where this would be kind of cool is grills with all the different honeycombs and just how tedious it is to get in there. I bet you could probably spray on, like rinse off almost, if you had to, but you know, I'm not even going to agitate that. I'm just kind of interested to see. Now we did clean the surface. We did do a prep wipe here. We did an alcohol wipe to kind of open the pores a little bit to help receive any kind of product. So that might be aiding in this process, and of course that would be tedious on a honeycomb grill. But I'm wondering if this could be a nice solution for that. I'm kind of interested now just to see if I dab this a little bit. I mean, that's kind of impressive. I'm not hating on that. I mean, it's definitely done some sort of chemical reaction there. Now it's drying. Look at it dry out now.
Yes.
That's not very impressive. So being a detailer, it hasn't really now I'm really not impressed. All right, so let's treat it not like a spray and wash. Let's go ahead and agitate it in, see if we can get some better results. You know, some of that is the oxidation we've been talking about here, that you just kind of need a little bit of agitation and working it into the surface. So I can tell you right now, probably the least impressive product here. I'm sure there's an application for it, but you know, I would probably, the ceramic coating is way better at this point in the game. I mean, it's slippery. I bet it's hydrophobic, but I'm not sure I'd even, I don't know. Not impressed. Not impressed. It's even kind of got this weird pattern from where I kind of did my test sprays. Interesting. Yeah, product wants to dry out too quick. And truthfully, it could just be telling us what these other ones are going to tell us. But because this is the finished product, it's actually, its tendencies are for it to evaporate faster. It's not, this may not be any different than any of these other products. It's just that it dries out faster. Because it goes on thinner, it comes off easier, and it's drying in real time. So it's really hard to say. So moving on, we have Polymer Shield. Polymer Shield has been my favorite product for, 2012. Going on 14 years maybe. I love this for the clear coat. I've been putting it on plastics for a long time. This does like to be agitated into the surface, and you do get 6 months worth of protection out of it. I've seen years on cars that aren't outside in the weather. So once again, this is another product which you can go from the clear coat right to the plastics. You can use it everywhere on a vehicle. I've been known to use it on tires as well, and like the kind of the matte finish result. So I'm going to apply it a little bit like a wax. Once again, it does kind of brush on. It's super thin. Because I've used this quite a bit, I know it likes to be agitated into the surface. But it is more of a chemical, but it's not thick, it goes on thin. It's not gonna, you can already see the hydrophobicity on it. Look at that, isn't that crazy? That's pretty cool, right? So once again, this is like a $30 can, but it's not gonna sit on your shelf. You're gonna be able to use this on everything. And from that aspect, there's really not a better investment. And I don't think there's a better product out there that's so universally capable. I mean, look at the difference just from product to product. I mean, this was the SONAX, and this was the plastic detailer. Now, as we've been discussing, we feel like this might be a great interior item, but I've used this on the interior as well. And you just look at the richness or lack of it here. And that doesn't say that this product isn't good at what it does, but then the Polymer Net Shield is twice the money. So once again, we are seeing the results in the amount of money being invested in product here. So, but that took less time. So this might be more expensive, but it saved me a lot of time. I did two or three applications here, and this was one quick. Already hydrophobic. Pretty crazy. Whereas let's just cheat down here. Got a little bit, but it's not running the same. How fast that's running. And that's still status. That's clung. It's actually darker. Look at that.
Yeah.
All right, we're gonna keep this moving along because everybody's busy. We've all got things to do. We're gonna mothers. We're kind of a big fan of mothers. It's been around a long time. Now they're traditionally more of a go-to for any of your metal polishes and things. Now they have some good paste wax, different things. We've kind of gotten away from mothers over the years, but when they brought out the CMX line, they have a great spray ceramic coating. And maybe we should be testing that. I think we might test it as well here, just like we did the SONAX spray. But it's also another easy to apply spray coating that doesn't get hazy, doesn't get blotchy, streaky. Streaky is the word I'm looking for. It doesn't get streaky because that's a real problem with a lot of sprays. Is they kind of get kind of streaky. They're hard to come off the surface. So well, let's try the trim coating right now, and then we are going to do this last section in the other CMX line here. So this comes out kind of thick. That jumped out of there like it was almost like a shaving cream. So you can kind of brush that. That's not bad. I don't hate that. And once again, we got a bit of an oxidation line there where the rainwater kind of hits. And I'm trying to kind of massage it in, get it past that layer of oxidation. So a lot of the results, I mean, no matter your car or your bumper, I mean, you're not gonna, if I take these same lineup to a different bumper, it's gonna, they're all gonna respond differently. And just because of how they responded for us on this bumper doesn't mean it's better, absolutely better or worse. There's gonna be tendencies. Actually, every product has its own characteristics, and that might be true from bumper to bumper, but no bumper would have seen the exact same sun all the time. And those are always things to consider. That just how it's working here for us today doesn't mean how it's gonna work for you. And that you should switch or have to switch. Just kind of a guideline as to what we're seeing on this bumper in our driveway, you know. I gotta tell you, I really think the polymer net shield, for me, I'm a little bit biased, but I still love the one product, use everywhere kind of scenario. This one's drying out quick too. So it must have a lot of solvents in it, causing it to evaporate quickly. Could be that it's drying out. Maybe I need to wipe a little faster. Maybe like a coating. Wow, that's super blotchy. Okay, not impressed. Wow. Wow. That's no bueno. All right, so did I apply it wrong? You know, I didn't. Dispense cream onto dry microfiber towel or suitable applicator. And massage thoroughly into surface. Allow a few minutes for coating to penetrate, then buff with a clean microfiber towel. With a separate clean microfiber towel, thoroughly buff all surrounding surfaces dry of any excess product. For increased durability, additional layers known as stacking can be applied. All right, well, we're gonna stack it right now. We're gonna try leveling it right away. Boy, that got brighter and not went darker again. I don't know what to think. Once again, a ton of product here. So I'm massaging it in. And once again, if you had a newer car with a different bumper chemical makeup, you're going to see different results. So now I'm going to level it into the surface. Last time I let it kind of evaporate. But man, I got to tell you, not impressed. Not impressed. That's an excellent point. That this product, which was specifically described to renew like a pro, thick cream, almost hair gel, is evaporating at such a rate that I don't even know that I did anything. So it's obviously not matched. The type of plastic that the bumper is not matched well with the product, with the CMX product. Well, learning something in real time here. All right, we're gonna sneak in one last little product test here. The CMX ceramic spray. We're kind of thinking, well, let's just give it a shot here. See how it stacks up with the SONAX. I do like this product. I've used it a little bit on clear coats and things, on new vehicles as well, but nothing on any age like this. So it'll be a good test. It comes out a little thicker, almost the thickest spray I've seen. Interesting. Yeah, it's got some thickness to it. Well, initially I kind of like it. You know, it's another one of these all-in-wonders. I feel like it's doing as well or better at this point. Now we gotta let it dry out again. So that'll be the test. But it's not any worse that I can tell than the actual trim restore. So if I had to lean you a direction, we need a few more minutes here to let it dry out, but it's possible that it's a thinner version of the other one, maybe just easier to use. It doesn't look any worse than the actual trim restore. Looks better so far. Wow, so we tested, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7, 8 products. We had a last minute one we snuck in, so we tested 8 different products on this black plastic, or deep charcoal plastic in our case, but 10-year-old plastic, all 8 products, same scenario, same environment. We're gonna see how it plays out now for the next, I think maybe we'll take pictures every other week or something here, kind of do a timeline of how long each one of these lasted. So we have A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H. We have a 1A over here, if you will. And yeah, I'm kind of excited. You never know unless you try things like this. And we'll see what the outcome is. Thanks for tuning in.